when we left the seats. I did. Okay.
You can do the intro like you would for stream if you want.
Jeez, I don't even know what date it is. Tuesday. Tuesday, April 4th, 2017. And the Sharks with another victory over the
Vancouver Canucks
by a final score of 3-1. I'm at Kevin Lacey, 22, joined by the man, Puck Guy, 14, Eric Kura.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pucknology After Dark, live from the Shark Tank, following a 3-1 Sharks victory over the
Vancouver Canucks.
All
We
right.
have fans. Yeah.
with our studio audience of one.
This is like the fourth period with back in the 105.7 days.
That's right. KERA, Santa Clara, San Jose.
I'm Bill King.
So make sure you subscribe down below or to the side for more news and opinions. Visit pucknology.net for now. And make sure you follow us on our social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, and the Writers Room. Joined by Kevin Lacey, who was gracious enough to have an extra seat for me tonight. So thank you very much.
Attaboy.
So he's stuck with me at this point. So Lacey, tell us about your initial thoughts tonight.
My initial, oh, they scored. Oh, and then, well, now let me get to the initial, oh, they scored again. Yeah, those are my initial thoughts on the game, and I want to know what Richard Bachman's initial thoughts were besides, I'm in the NHL. Oh, no, I'm in the NHL.
Literally right off the bat, he had money in the bank. What was that? How many seconds in? 18?
18 seconds,
18
and then
seconds.
12 seconds later.
Joel Ward, I mean, Danny Miller hadn't even finished announcing the first goal of the game on the Jumbotron, which was very weird.
We were trying to find out. We know for sure it's not the fastest goal to open a game in Sharks history, but we were trying to figure out whether it was the fastest 2 goals to start a game in Sharks history.
Absolutely.
Send us the message in the chat room.
Yes, and we'll try to see it. If we can maybe expand that little screen there as we can roll along. But Sharks, 2 goals in 30 seconds. A great start. Definitely got things going. You had mentioned it when we were talking. It was like they were out shooting 10-2.
10-2, and then all of a sudden it was, what was it, 18-10 or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, uh-oh.
And then suddenly it was 30-20. Later in the going in the middle of the in the middle of the third period, it was crazy. I mean, overall, I thought the Sharks played a fairly decent game where they, they played, I thought, defensively sound for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, it really turned into the Martin Jones show overall. Martin Jones, #1 star tonight. Didn't see the final save total for him, but he was outstanding for the Sharks. Even fell backwards into the backboards. Didn't matter. Still making all kinds of crazy saves, especially on Daniel Sedin. Daniel Sedin had some prime opportunities. You'd like to see the Sharks. You'd like to see the Sharks defensively clean that up. Actually, there were several things the Sharks could learn from in this game. But hey, it's baby steps. The Sharks have lost a lot lately, and technical difficulties here. Please stand by.
It's amazing with the notifications. It buzzes the phone, and all of a sudden, our camera goes boom.
But I mean, I really liked Brent Burns and Justin Braun's games defensively, but really it was the Martin Jones show tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he played a stellar performance. Over 34 saves on the night on 35 shots. He definitely took a lot of biscuits, from mid-first period onward. I mean, Jones looked back into form, and you could say, Kevin, yes, this is the Vancouver Canucks, and yes, this is the first time that they've ever swept the Canucks in a season series. But
In a regular season series.
But my thing is, but not the start. Okay, yeah, that was I think in '94 I think it was like 93
Looking
for
at
that
the
one.
Sharks scored 2 goals in 8 seconds
Yeah.
against
We were
Vancouver.
on that one in 8 seconds. but
Pauline,
Oh,
it wasn't
we
at
just
the
had a
beginning of the game.
Nicholas
Gotcha.
Pauline reference off
our
off
director of
camera here.
research is
Our director of research, Kathy Wolf. Oh, no, I gotta say it like Bruce Nelly. Our director of research is Kathy Wolf.
He scores! And you heard that 3 times, including the 3rd goal, which was scored by Chris Tierney.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it was Tierney, right? Because for some reason the only name popping in my head is Jonas Donskoy, and I knew that wasn't right.
You know what? Do me a favor. Why don't you take out your phone, and that way we can kind of see the group chat on there. Because I'm having a tough time. My eyes aren't that bad that I can't see the chat, but the hello chatters. Yeah, I know.
I don't think I can.
Yeah, you can pull it right there. Right there.
I'm
Yes.
working on it.
We're working on it so that way we can.
Oh my
see.
goodness, I'm watching myself. This is a problem, folks. This is a problem.
So that way you can pull up the. You can pull up the chat as it goes. So that way we
Oh,
can
the chat.
Yes.
Hi, folks.
Hi,
I
chatters.
can see you now.
We can see you now.
Call me now. Wait, no, that's the wrong commercial.
Wait, what? What? That's
I
I
don't know,
don't
but-
remember that one. The
yeah.
only ones I remember were where the Beaumont Lanes girl was making out with some guy in the middle, and it went through rewind. Don't you remember the Beaumont Lanes commercial?
Yeah. Oh, I think I do actually.
You know, where it starts out and she's like slipping tongues and anyway.
Wow,
Moving
we
on.
have already gone way off the rails here, folks.
Well, it is a 3-1 victory over the
Vancouver Canucks
Nice.
on the Canucks Radio Network.
Nice.
But nonetheless,
And the Sharks tonight as well clinched not playing Chicago in the first round. Woo!
that's a good thing, and we'll get to around the league in just a jiffy. But just going into and thanks for joining everyone. Please subscribe and make sure you give a thumbs up. Apparently middle fingers are also awesome, and Jessica jumping right in, that's great, along with M Hackle. That's insane. So on the face-offs tonight, 50-50. I mean that's always a good thing. You also the Sharks had 1 power play. I thought there were some iffy calls where they could have been.
There were a couple. I know the fans were really upset about the Marlowe hook. I actually thought that was a good call, but I mean, the officiating I don't think dictated the game.
No.
So
Although there were
that's
some
what you asked.
there were some iffy calls, and I was like, oh, that's okay. We're just getting ready for playoff officiating because it never changes in the playoffs, right?
Or Chester Chivo's version, Sharks guaranteed not losing against Chicago. Well, okay,
That's absolutely
basically
true,
saying.
Chivo. Let's see. I think the Sharks.
How about Nikolai Goldobin in his return to SAP Center this evening?
he-
Poor guy shooting way over the net.
Yes, he was
Relax.
channeling his inner Christian Ehrhoff tonight.
Uh,
Shooting high and wide, and
he's been under some scrutiny in Vancouver lately.
Yeah,
and I feel bad for the kid.
yeah, he's been scratched last 2-3 games,
Something like that.
and even I saw on the on Twitter where was it Ryan Miller kind of told him, hey dude, it's okay, you had a nice practice, let's just go from there and stuff. I think his confidence is really being concerned even after that first game where he scored his first goal as a Canuck and proceeded to sit on the bench the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So you feel for Goldie. I mean, as a known listener to their sports station TSN 1040, Sick Harrison Price, please check that out. Shameless self plug for them. But he was like considered. Oh my God, he's gonna be. I mean, there are some people comparing him to Pavel Bure in that sense.
That's
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I know that I've raved a lot about Nikolai Goldobin over the course of the season, but let's not get that far. Let's not get that
Like
far.
Felix says in the chat, and Felix, hello, good. Goalie went scoreless for a few games after scoring his first as Canuck. Yeah, and they were also questioning, some of his defensive skills, but also he did miss a few games to the flu and lost a lot of weight. So getting his freaking strength
Was it
back and his weight
And
back.
Mackle saying it was mono. Did Timo give him a parting gift on his way out of San Jose? Like, that's not right.
Oh man,
But,
that wouldn't
Poor
surprise
Goldie. I
me.
still love you, Goldie.
Yeah.
And then speaking of Sharks prospects, we've already gone over the scoring summary, but Kevin LeBanc, welcome back to the score sheet, not just in the NHL, because he wasn't scoring in the AHL either. Welcome back to any hockey score sheet. Proud of you, LeBanc.
Yeah.
I hadn't even gotten, why are you taking that from Carlson out of my mouth? I got to about, what are you? And then he scored. And that's all that mattered. Kevin LeBanc, you scored. Way to go, buddy.
Yeah, LeBanc needed that, and considering first game without Jumbo and Couture, I mean,
It starts from there.
Yeah,
You know, I posed the question when Joe got hurt of, this is really a critical time to, I mean, Thornton's huge for them, obviously, but it's a critical time to see how well the Sharks can do without Thornton if they are entertaining any thoughts of not re-signing him for next season. Not saying that's a given or not a given, but this is a chance to see what the Sharks can do without Joe Thornton. Tonight, great, but they passed.
yeah. No,
Again, baby steps.
It was a good performance. Not a great one, but nonetheless, it gets the job done. It gives them a little bit more confidence. You go 2 in a row. Now you go up against Edmonton, where and we'll go around the league in a sec, but where it could pretty much decide on Thursday whether or not this team will have home ice, and starting on next Wednesday.
Yes.
You know, that's a huge game for it. Let's see. Let's go in the chat. Well, guys, tonight against Vancouver. Yes. Well, monkey off his back. Yes. Well, barely. It was a nice little spin around. Slushy, LeBanc's first goal since New Year's Eve.
That sounds right.
That does sound right.
I was
Unfortunately,
throwing around the 30 number. I don't know if it was that much, but I was throwing the 30 games number around tonight when LeBanc scored that. So yeah, it was big. Yes, sorry to disappoint you, Jessica, but at the moment it is just us.
Yes,
and then it will just be Puck Guy once I bounce out of here.
Right. Unfortunately, and that's when I lose the chat. So I forgive later on in the program when my eyes can't deceive me. But for now, overall, what did you take through this game, and what can they build on for Thursday night?
First of all, the first thing I take from this game is that Nikita Triamkin needs to go back to KHL because he cannot play defense in the NHL. Kathy wasn't very happy with Triamkin, and I don't think Willie Desjardins should be very happy because he was atrocious for the Canucks. But
Canucks are atrocious, though.
They are, but let's forget about the Canucks. What I take from this tonight is it's a small victory. You gotta build somewhere. Yeah, the Sharks beat Vancouver. But hey, a win is a win, and at this point, they need any positive momentum they can get going into the playoffs. Because as I mentioned,
sorry,
no, it's okay, Jessica. As I think I only sent it through the Google chat, but remember the Kings back in 2012? They were trash going into the playoffs. And then they went like 16-2, 16-4 or something in the playoffs, won the Stanley Cup.
And not to.
But, I mean, hey, they had to start somewhere. And for the Sharks, you got to start somewhere. So, hey, kudos to the win.
Yeah, and let's not forget they started that by eliminating the President's Trophy. Vancouver Canucks, the fastest President's Trophy team to be eliminated there. Yeah, Mike Nevis is saying what a sad ending to have had a rough year. Sleepy Mofo, you're bang on target. Combined minus 45 between the Twins. Woo! That's no bueno. Do the Canucks trade the Twins in offseason? That's a lot of money for them to find. You got to find somebody that's got maybe 14 million in cap space
Something
for them,
like that.
And I can't see it happening unless unless it's maybe the Vegas Golden Knights, but I can't see that happening.
No.
Let's see. Packer D 00. Is Logan coming back for the playoffs or what?
Yeah, Logan is currently out with and then Joe Thornton is currently out with. So
Right.
it's it's huge losses, but hopefully we'll see at least one of these guys come back for the playoffs because real tough injury to come back from.
Absolutely.
So,
After all, with those injuries, it's going to be tough, but they're just like us, folks. They're day to day, just like Tomas Hertl was during the Stanley Cup Final. Yeah.
Oh, slushy Jake. Logan's teeth look even worse.
Ouch. Ouch.
Oh.
Ouch. Oh, Slushy. Welcome back. I appreciate it, Nick. Maybe down the road we might need it. Yeah, Jessica's saying the Euro line wasn't broken up. And we mentioned that during the game, too. It's like they seemed like they had instant chemistry there.
Yeah, they looked really good, but I thought they were broken up. Didn't it start with Oh, sorry. See, again, Jonas Donskoy is just like all over the map for me tonight. You're talking about Hansen, Bodker,
And
Hertl.
Yes.
Yeah, they look good tonight. They look good. Hansen had a nice edge to his game and didn't back away from his former teammates, even though half of his former teammates are already gone from Vancouver. But
I know what that is, but that's messed up. Thank you. Thank you, whoever deleted that.
But yeah, I think they looked really good. And as much as Mikhail Bodker has been maligned this season, it's kind of a microcosm with the Sharks.
Yeah.
Small victories. I don't think Bodker looked great tonight for the Sharks, but he looked fine and
serviceable.
And I think that as we have wound down this season, they're still griping about his game, but it is at least less. So, Hertl looked good though. I think Hertl's board work looked really strong. He looks like he's starting to pick his game up. Those 2 goals helped. I wanted him to score tonight. Sorry, I'm like talking over you now.
No, you're fine.
I wanted him to score a goal tonight to keep it going, keep the streak going, keep the confidence going. But I thought he played a strong game.
Yeah. No, he's looking more comfortable with those 2 guys and more comfortable as a center more than anything else. So that's good. That's really good. So with that, let's go around the horn and then I'll let you take off after that. Tampa Bay gets shut out by Boston 4-0. That's a for Tampa now.
It is a death blow. They are officially out of the playoffs. So, folks, my Stanley Cup champion pick is out of the playoffs. Why am I even on this show? Why do you even have me on this show?
Because
I clearly know nothing.
Well, we all. Oh wow.
Oh,
that's
no.
messed up. But that's that's a tough part. But does that clinch it for Toronto? Or is there still?
See, so that game was happening as we were arriving to the building this evening. So as far as I know, it clinches it for Boston. So maybe
so that's got to clinch for Toronto too. Then.
Yeah, I think so.
So
wow.
Moving onward. Wow. Okay. Moving onward, Devils shut out the Flyers 1-0, in which the Devils kind of ruined their lottery chances there, and the Flyers, wow.
Oh, the Flyers! The Flyers. Like I despise them. So good job. I'm hoping Corey Schneider got that shutout there. Yeah, Flyers are a train wreck, and it's another season where they thought they were going to be good and they're not, and they're like Vancouver, they're just not figuring it out.
Yeah. Getting some info, Toronto needs a point or an Islanders loss to clinch a playoff spot.
Okay.
Thank you, Ian. Appreciate it. In the battle of who gets home ice for round 1, the Penguins beat the Blue Jackets 4-1. That's 2 straight losses for the Blue Jackets against their Metro playoff buddies.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Leafs, they lost to the Washington Capitals 4-1.
That would have clinched it for them.
Yeah, that probably would have done it for them tonight. Ottawa 2, Detroit nothing. Red Wings tank job continues. Sens fighting on to keep home ice in the Atlantic. Winnipeg 5-2 over the Blues. Definitely it's like, okay,
Winnipeg,
sure,
nothing to lose.
nothing to lose, so they make sure they don't lose. Islanders keep their playoff hopes alive with the 2-1 win over Nashville.
I gotta think they're dead though without John Tavares.
Yeah, no, yeah, and there goes my idea of picking up a center in a couple years' time. Minnesota takes down Drew Weber's Carolina Hurricanes 5-3. Just stayed on one more week with us, and maybe we would have had a chance. The Dallas Stars beat the Desert Dogs.
Keep giving them points. Keep giving them points.
You know,
they don't need the Coyotes don't need any more high draft picks because look at their farm system. And Dallas needs high draft picks, but screw them, they're Dallas.
Yeah, they're Dallas, and their goaltending is stinking more than Swiss cheese, except when they play the Sharks, apparently. In Colorado tonight, what in the? Is that an overtime? The Avalanche, you know, they already pretty much secured the top odds for the lottery, but what the heck? Let's win a game.
The Blackhawks have lost a couple of games to the so-called inferior teams.
Yeah, and a couple in a row. They lost to Boston the other night as well. In Quackenheim.
Sounded like the game of the night from what I heard.
Yeah, apparently 96 penalty minutes in the third period as the Ducks beat the Flames for the umpteenth time in SoCal 3-1.
Oh, right. That's 25 in a row. And today was the 13-year anniversary of the last time the Flames won in Anaheim. So it seemed like the cards were finally going to fall in their favor. Wrong.
Yeah, so the Ducks
25 in a row.
The Ducks break the century mark.
In Anaheim.
And the Kings beating the Oilers 6-4, which has huge ramifications Sharks wise, both of those, and of course the Sharks beat the Canucks 3-1. So for sure, at the moment, you look at the standings, the Sharks can't finish fourth. They are not going to have the possibility of taking on Chicago, but nonetheless, you're going to have that as a down the road. They're going to be a lot more interested in, and like I said, Thursday night becomes huge now as you take a look at the standings. Edmonton does have a game in hand, so that's why they're leapfrog, but in points they are tied with the Sharks. Ducks just about have the division locked up now with a 4-point lead with 3 to go. Calgary stays with the wild card spot, and looks like they will stay there most likely. Nashville still holds down the second wild card start. Let me try that again. Calgary still holds down the second wild card. Calgary.
You said Nashville, bro. Nashville still holds the second wild card spot in the Western Conference.
And
but that's not going to change, right? I don't see the points here, but
yeah, no, there's a possibility that they can.
Oh, okay.
Close to it as my phone starts running out again.
Right.
LA is done. So much for that. No. But yeah, so right now, because it's our favorite thing, and we've been saying it since the first Saturday of the season. No, if the season ended today, the Sharks would play Edmonton in Edmonton. So the Oilers would have
way to break in that new arena, Rogers Arena or Rogers Place. I don't know. Name your arena something different than what Vancouver has, please.
Or for Toronto's baseball stadium.
Oh, geez.
But it should always be referred to Sky Dome. But whatever. All right. So with that, I will let you go.
Thank you,
As
Eric.
always, I appreciate you coming in and stuff. And
I am Kevin Lacey 22. Wait a minute, this isn't my lower third. Shoot. But anyway, I'm at Kevin Lacey 22. You can follow me on Twitter. You can see me on Pucknology and apparently other channels, which you'll hear about here shortly. So anyway, thanks for having me on Pucknology After Dark.
Yes.
To be continued.
Of course.
Eric.
All
right there.
Thank you so much.
Technical difficulties will continue to happen.
Yes, we'll see. Kevin, thank you so much. Appreciate that. In his ride home, get home safely as always. So,
Night, Eric.
Night, guys. Have a good one. All right. So unfortunately, because of how the setup is, and let's be real here, I didn't want to bring my computer because one, it has to be plugged in somewhere. So unfortunately, no dice for that. So I can't read your comments. So, but forgive me for doing that. First off, I want to thank each and every one of our viewers, whether you've been here from the beginning as the 4 or 6 or 10 that started with all of us at the beginning back in 2015. We're on, I think we're correct. And probably the best way for this to be confirmed, if I can get confirmed by anything, would be a notification of a DM. But I believe our April 8th game, Fan Appreciation Night, will be our 200 consecutive game. I don't think we've missed one since like March of 2015 in that horrific playoff run. So here I am. I'm at the Shark Tank, and probably for the first time in a long time, it was kind of surreal and tough to get hyped up for this game. I even tweeted that out. We had a little issue, I'll say, a disagreement of sorts, which is to every type of family or team, well, it's a bummer. It's a major bummer. And no beating around the bush or anything. We are also talking about the departure of our good friend, the angry Canadian robot, Ian Reed. Ian, came from us from RSEN. Of course, many of you know him from Teal Tinted Glasses. Barracuda. This camera angle is creepier than on a note. I'm sorry. How's that? Is that better, Chester Chivo? All right. I need like a freaking tripod on the table here in the club. Getting back to Ian, great, wonderful, knowledgeable guy. Definitely learned a lot from him. Definitely laughed with him. Of course, it's he's always been shooting higher and brighter for goals and everything. And as many as you saw, he earlier this year made the jump to another website, and it went okay. And after everything that's occurred in the last 72 hours, or well, not even that last 48 hours, Ian has decided to move on from Pucknology. It was a tough decision, and one that I'm not thrilled of. And it's a big void for us, and it puts a concern for us as to go. But we'll worry about that later. And to be honest, we have a mega announcement coming late Friday night, early Saturday. That's kind of up in the air, and there have been times where I've kind of questioned of us continuing on with this program. And we're going to still be here throughout the playoffs, and it's going to be a little weird, but we're going to get through it. Whether or not it means I'm staying up till 12:30 in the morning to give you a post-game show when I have to be at work at 4 a.m., so be it. This is something that's been a passion project for me for a very long time. Pucknology goes back 5 years to myself, otherwise known as King Shark 49, and Amy Snow. The broadcast version of Pucknology, of course, starts with the walking to our car with me and Gentry, along with then AJ jumping on saying we need to do the post-game show, and then Chris finding a way to how we can do it live. You know, do it live. But technology has always been and always will be a team. And while we say farewell to Ian and his services, we wish him the best. But you know, there's nothing wrong with healthy competition, and but technology will be here in some form, and we'll share those details in the very near future. But we wish Ian the best in his future endeavors, and we appreciate what he contributed to us. He made us a little more knowledgeable, and me driving him insane with his angry Canadian robot comments. All right, that was a little tough, and definitely should have researched and written something out, but it is what it is. But nonetheless, for now, I gotta go. Apparently, they're kicking me out. They won't let me stay here. This is my second home, though. Come on. All right. Thank you. Have a great night. Thank you. All right. Well, apparently, I'm getting kicked out. So, with that, I will say goodbye. And this is kind of that we're saying, hey, quick, look at the Shark store. There. And if you've ever been in a dark and empty SAP center, there you go. So they won't let me stay, unfortunately. They won't let me stay, unfortunately. Oh, all right. So do I, apparently.
Have a good evening.
Thank you very much. And so with that, make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure you hit up pucknology.net again for now, for all your info. And I might be AOLing now that I'm outside the arena and don't have their Wi-Fi. But that will do it for this edition. We'll be back in some form following Edmonton and the Sharks. Could be talking home ice for the first round. Don't forget Barracuda tickets starting at $10 for the Calder Cup playoffs. Hit up that right now. By the way, Tyler Hatfield, you're welcome. There's a promotion for the Barracuda. So with that, we shall check in on Thursday following Oilers and Sharks. That is also, of course, the last Black Armor game for the Sharks. So if you're a fan of Black Armor, you better rock it. It goes away. So, wow, it's been a crazy 48 hours. Thank God for a Sharks win. I tell you, it helps things out immensely. The attitude of myself. Whoever says it's not retail, whoever it says it's not hockey therapy, you have no idea. And now I need to find a bathroom because I just left the arena. Damn it. All right, I'm rambling on, and I need to stop getting off the own rails, and that's just by myself as an airplane goes over. So with that, I say goodnight. Make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure you follow us on our social media channels so you can still hear me. And I will chat with you on Thursday night. Keep it real, keep it fresh. We shall see you on Thursday, and be prepared for a huge announcement on Saturday. Have a good night, everyone.